冬天已到尽头，真是好的消息，温暖的春风就要吹醒大地。恭喜恭喜恭喜你呀，恭喜恭喜恭喜你。
In this is a story and has two very important characters in this legend. One is called Nian and the other is called Xi. So this is a story of Nian and Xi. So for those of you who do not speak Chinese, let me just break it down for you a little bit. So first, Nian. Nowadays, Nian means year. 新年, New Year. But in the Chinese traditional culture, one activity that we do during the Chinese New Year is what we call 拜年. 拜年. So 拜年 means to wish someone a happy new year. But literally, it means you're going to pay a visit to Nian. Okay. And then let's look at Xi. So Xi, this character, means evening or dusk. And New Year's Eve in Chinese is called 除夕. 除夕. But literally, it means 除 means to get rid of. Get rid of Xi. So why is that? What's the story behind that? So let me just share the story with you. So this is Xi, okay? So there's a legend which says that in ancient time, there was a fierce monster called Xi and lived deep inside a mountain. And at the end of every year, it wouldn't have anything to eat. So it would go to the village and unfortunately eat people, especially young kids. So people were obviously really, really scared, but they tried different ways and didn't know how to get rid of Xi. So a lot of them tried to escape the village on New Year's Eve just to escape Xi. And one particular year, there's a little child passing by. And that's a little child, we can see, bump into an elderly lady who was, about to leave the village. So the child was passing the village. He asked the question, so what happened? Why everyone was leaving? And then the old lady explained, because tonight is the New Year's Eve and this monster would come and it is really dangerous. So everybody tried to escape. And the little child say, oh, can I stay at your house tonight? And the older lady say, of course you can, but really, I do not think you should stay because, monsters really like small children like yourself. You should come with us. And the child say, no, don't worry. I think I know a way to get rid of this monster. And the grandma was like, really? Are you sure? And he's like, yeah, trust me. Well, the older lady didn't trust him, but escaped with everybody else. And before that, the little child told the old lady, by the way, my name is Nian. Okay, so Nian stayed at this old lady's house that evening. And as expected, she came. Okay, so she came to the village, but she noticed something very different from previous years. So what she noticed is that suddenly he saw this red cloth marked on the doors and the window. And also through the house, you can see there's a lot of lights and lanterns inside the house. It will feel like really, really bright red light. And just while he was hesitating, there's this huge loud noise with the firecrackers sounding. And the monster got really scared. And then he ran away into the mountain and then he wouldn't dare to come out again. And that is the reason that why Chinese New Year's Eve has become known as 除夕. And then the next day, the first day on New Year, people came back, right? And they came back, they were really surprised because the village looked absolutely normal, as if nothing happened, while in previous years it was always a chaos. Then they got to know, it was Nian who saved them. So they all went to visit Nian on that day to thank him for his help. And they were so also surprised, like, what did you do? Please tell us what exactly was your approach to get rid of the monster. So this little child, Nian, told everybody she was really scared of red color, fire, and loud noises. So if you find a way to put these three elements together, you're gonna scare away the monster. So since then, every New Year's Eve, each household would put, the red, what nowadays called Spring Festival couplets and the lanterns, 灯笼, so that they can drive away the beast and pray for a peaceful year. And of course, they will also fire the firecrackers. And this custom has continued ever since. So we can see a typical house will look like this. For this, not only is red, but also has really lucky, nice sayings on the calligraphy, nice calligraphy on the writing. And also in some villages, there's also the custom called 守岁. Basically, people will sit around the bonfire and they will chat and have food, and they will also set off the firecrackers to make a continuous noise throughout the year. And one of the things is about the red envelopes. So red envelopes traditionally, as we mentioned, because the monster will came and always like wanted to eat little children. So red envelope is traditionally known as 压岁钱. So it's something you will put underneath the pillow of the kids in order to protect the kids from the monster. And nowadays, of course, we can see in this image, everybody loves red envelope because we all know red envelope inside is actually cash. So this tradition, in terms of within the Chinese family, continues. Usually elderly people will give children red envelopes contain cash to kind of indicate kind of a healthy and happy life ahead. And the parents, Chinese parents, will actually collect them and using them like almost like an education fund for the kids when they grow up. And more widely, companies, bosses, they will also give Chinese red envelopes like a bonus to their employees. And also during the weddings, we also use red envelope. So it's becoming a very nice common gift giving across a range of different settings. And finally, you might see paintings like this. So this is the painting of Nian. So to celebrate and remember how this little child helped everybody escape from the monster Xi. And here, this is expression. So this is, as I mentioned before, when you do the visit, when you visit your families and friends during the Chinese New Year, this is the expression Chinese people would say, 给您拜年啦, 给您拜年啦. So it means Happy New Year to you. So I'm coming here, bring Nian, okay? So this is to wish everyone a nice Chinese New Year ahead. So hopefully by this point, we kind of covered why there's these symbols related to Chinese New Year. You will see all these things during the Chinese New Year in particular, but sometimes even throughout the year. And of course, the famous red envelope and the couplets.
冬天已到尽头，真是好的消息，温暖的春风就要吹醒大地。恭喜恭喜恭喜你呀，恭喜恭喜恭喜你！